Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Rebuilding Chelsea on FM23. I'm Jamie, and coming up on today's episode, 2 games for you. We're away to Brentford in the Premier League and then at home to Trabzonspor in the Champions League. As you can see, we come into it on a 4-game unbeaten run, so let's see if we can keep that going. And the team to face Brentford is coming up in just a moment. Okay, here is the team to face the trip to Brentford, and it is Simon in goal, back 4 of Chilwell, Silva, Fofana and James, Kante at the base of midfield, Kovacic and Fernandes ahead of him, Havertz on the left, Sterling on the right, Evan Nielsen up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, my assistant is suggesting it's time we shut a few people up and prove that their criticism is unfounded. Given that we're 4 games unbeaten, I'm not sure that's the right one. I'm going to say the fans turn up through thick and thin. Remember that as you go out there today, because we're away from home. And let's get out into the tunnel and do our tunnel interview. Am I under any sort of pressure, given that most people believe a defeat here will cost you your job? My belief in the team is unwavering. Thomas Frank is earning a lot of plaudits for what many perceive to be his overachievement with Brentford. He deserves credit. He's working miracles. Okay. And I don't... I hope it's not patronising. Kai Havertz is playing a different position today. Why is that? He's got the flexibility and versatility to do it. So let's get out there and grab the win against Brentford to keep our Champions League hypes alive. And my hopes of holding on to the job alive. Okay, and James plays it to Kovacic, Fofana to Havertz. He gets away from his marker, and he's made progress down the left, back to Chilwell, ball in to Raheem Sterling, and the header is just over the crossbar. So 10 minutes gone. Let's demand more. We need a win here, so let's demand more and turn it around. We will go forth with a win, as Bowie throws it to Norgard, back to Bowie. He's forced back to Raya in the Brentford goal. Janssen to Pinnock. Kante putting them under pressure but can't win the ball back. And Mbeumo to Ayer. Bowie to Mbeumo, who's lost out to Chilwell, but he's given the ball away, and Mikkel Damsgaard is left with an open goal. And it is Brentford 1, Chelsea 0. So totally against the run of play, really, but let's demand more and let's get back on level terms as Damsgaard comes forward. Kovacic gives the ball away and we very nearly went 2-0 down. So, as it stands, Brentford up to 3rd, but we can turn this around. Ayer back to Pinnock, who goes for the big diagonal, finds Mbeumo, who plays it forward for Bowie. He plays it back to Norgard, into the area for Mbeumo, and Chilwell wins it back. Kovacic clears, but only as far as Ayer. Norgard to Janelt, Tony to Damsgaard. It's 2-0 to Brentford, and we are absolutely falling apart. And the goal is given. It is 2-0. So plenty needs to change at half time, if indeed we can wait that long. There are at least 3 players I can see as obvious candidates for potential substitution. Enzo Fernandez plays it back to James. James again. Back to Kante into Kovacic. Hits a shot, but it's straight at Raya. And he makes a comfortable stop. Raya comes out to the edge of his area and launches it downfield. Thiago Silva to Chilwell. Into Kovacic. Forward for Havertz. Plays it into Enzo Fernandez. On to Raheem Sterling. That's 2-1. And we're back in the game 4 minutes before half time. If we could get an equaliser before the break, I'd fancy us to go on and win the game. But we don't. We go in 2-1 down. I want a much better display in the second half. And let's now confirm what subs we are going to make. We're definitely taking Thiago Silva off. He's had a nightmare, so we'll bring on Koulibaly. Cucurella can replace Chilwell, who's beginning to tire. And up front, Evanilson for... In fact, we'll put Havertz up front. And Evanilson then can be replaced by Mudryk. So 3 changes at half time. Let's get out there for the second half. Let's demand more. And see if we can complete the turnaround. So if we could get an equaliser fairly quickly, that would be beneficial. And that's off the crossbar and over the top for a Brentford goal kick. So we've had the first attack but haven't managed to hit the target with it. Enzo Fernandez back to Kante. Drives into space, plays it back to James. Kovacic to Mudryk. Charged down, but Kante picks up the loose ball. And it's given away to Damsgaard, who's tackled by James. Finds Kante. Into Enzo Fernandez. Kante to Kovacic. Cucurella rounds his man, pulls it back to Enzo Fernandez, and the shot goes wide. Right, we're going to need to take Havertz off, and we'll bring on João Felix. And I'm going to take Reece James off and bring on Trevor Chalobah at right back. Damsgaard into Tony, back to Ayer. Damsgaard's ball forward, picked off by Cucurella. Simon to Fofana, Koulibaly, Cucurella. Back to Koulibaly, finds Cucurella again. All the way back to Simon in goal, finds Koulibaly. On to Fofana. Into midfield for Kovacic, out to James on the right hand side. Back to Fofana, who plays it forward for Kovacic. Kante. Kovacic back to Fofana. We're keeping the ball beautifully, but it's going nowhere at the moment. Sterling cuts inside. Kovacic to Mudryk. Into Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez into the back of the net. And with 15 minutes to go, it is Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. So we're back on level terms, having been 2 goals down. Let's demand more one last time and see if we can complete the turnaround. Kovacic to Fofana. Kante gives the ball straight to Norgard. Damsgaard to Janelt. Out to Henry on the left hand side. Back to Damsgaard. His cross. Mbuemo. And referee's given a penalty. He is going to check it on the monitor, but I don't see this being overturned. And we've no subs left. We're going to go attacking. And the decision is no penalty. Interesting. So let's see if we can manage to grab a late winner although it is a Brentford highlight. Damsgaard with the right-footed out-swinging corner. And Koulibaly heads it straight back to Damsgaard, who cuts inside, back to Ayer, who shoots, and it's just over the crossbar. So into the final 5 minutes. Still no sign of a winner yet. Tony for Brentford to Norgard. Janelt to Damsgaard. And he's given another penalty. Surely we won't get lucky a second time. Penalties given this time. And it is... who's taking the penalty? It's Ivan Toney. And he finds the back of the net. It is Brentford 3, Chelsea 2. That's his 25th goal of the season. And it looks to have put the final nail in Chelsea's coffin today. And there is the full-time whistle. Brentford 3, Chelsea 2. I'll be back in a moment with the second match of today's episode. Okay, well, immediately after the defeat to Brentford, the board have asked to see me to discuss my position at the club. So let's attend the meeting, because if I refuse, I'll be sacked. So we might as well go in there and try and save my job. We're not happy with your current performance and are considering your position at the club. We'd like to know why you think the team has performed so badly. What am I going to say? Forthcoming fixtures look far more favourable, maybe? And I've got away with it. So let's go forward and play the second match. And I'll be back with that one in just a moment. Okay, time now for the second match of today's episode and the second leg of our Champions League last 16 game against Trabzonspor. Having won the away leg by 3-1, this should be a routine game, but given the result in the last game against Brentford, I'm not going to take any chances, so I've named a pretty strong side, and it is Simon in goal. Back four is Chilwell, Silva, Fofana and James. Kante at the base of midfield. Fernandes and Gallagher in central midfield. Felix on the left. Sterling on the right. Havertz up front. So let's submit the team and go and give a team talk. Okay, well, as you can see, my assistant is recommending it's time we shut a few people up and prove their criticism is unfounded. I wanted to demand a lot better performance than the last one. I'm going to say this is a match we should be winning, make sure we do, and we'll pump the fists and go with that. So let's get out into the tunnel. You continue to struggle, and there are suggestions another defeat today might be your last as Chelsea manager. Have you been able to prepare for the match with that sort of pressure on you? My belief in the team's unwavering. We have to continue to push, work hard and reach our full potential. Do I hope my team can produce? If we play to the levels I know we're capable of, we'll be fine. Okay, let's get into the action and let's pull off the win that we desperately need. And the first highlight is a Trabzonspor highlight, but we win it back high up the pitch. Sterling is in, and Havertz with the finish. Has he given us a 4th minute lead? Let's have a look at VAR, and VAR says it's a goal. So 1-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. That's a lot more comfortable. We're on the attack again. Chilwell is brought down by Striga, and it's a straight red card. and he's off. Striga Larsson is off, so we're facing 10 men for the rest of the match, and now it should be a simple matter of going on to rack up some goals. Victor Hugo with the ball forward finds Aaron on the left hand side for Trabzonspor. He's all the way to the byline. He's pulled it back. Gallagher intercepts. Sterling gives the ball away. Hamsik to Gomez. Gomez shoots and it's just over and wide. Highlight thankfully comes to an end. Let's demand more. João Felix to Kante. Back to Silva. Finds Chilwell to João Felix. Kante. Fofana to James, over the top for Gallagher, and it's only just over the crossbar. So it remains 1-0 with 20 minutes gone, but we're obviously overwhelming favourites now to go on and wrap up the win. And James's free kick, and the header from Havertz is just wide. So another chance goes begging. Let's demand more again. And we'll review the players at half-time and see who might need to come off. Silva to Kante into Enzo Fernandez. Drifts out to the left-hand side, plays it infield for Chilwell. Gets to the byline, cuts it back for Havertz. Havertz makes it 2-0 on the night and 5-1 on aggregate. And if it wasn't already all over, it certainly is now. Havertz with his second goal of the game. And that should be that for the first half. And there you go, half-time, 2-0 up. So let's go in and give the lads some words of praise. Happy, keep it up. And let's have a look at substitutions. 2 of them I'm going to make. And it will be Ben Chilwell for Marc Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez for Mason Mount. Okay, so let's get out there for the second half and see if we can continue the way we played that first half. So 5 minutes in, still no sign of a highlight yet. Let's demand more. First highlight is a Chelsea highlight. Cucurella finds Mount, back to Silva, into Kante, turns, finds Fofana, into Kante, Gallagher to Mount, bypasses Havertz, finds Sterling, who hits the woodwork. And the highlight continues and then eventually comes to an end. So, next substitution, I think Sterling off and Ziyech on. So Sterling back to James, he's not gone off yet. Kante plays it out to Cucurella on the left, gets to the byline, cuts it back. João Felix with a weak shot, easily saved by Uga-chan. And Reece James is going to be the next man off. Chalobah comes on. And my final change is going to be Kante for Dennis Zakaria. So let's see how this highlight plays out. Kante to Mount, into Gallagher. Slides it through. Uga-chan is out to pick up the ball. And the highlight should come to an end. It doesn't. Unai Simon is out a very long way, but does find a Chelsea shirt with this short pass. It's through for Gallagher, and the keeper makes the save. We'll have a corner, and it is Ziyech with the left-footed in-swinging corner. Into the middle, header, hits the bar. Fofana with the near miss. Highlight comes to an end. And we're just over 5 minutes from time. And it does look like it's going to be a clean sheet and a comfortable win. Gabam into Rocco, back to Uga-chan. Finds Victor Hugo. Onto Aaron, who finds Umut. Yusuf cuts in, shoots, and it's just wide. And we're inside the last 5 minutes. Gallagher with the ball for Chelsea, finds Mount, onto Felix. Havertz gets away from his man, he's into the area. Havertz shoots, keeper makes a save. So we'll have a corner, right-sided, so left-footed in-swinger from Ziyech. And Hugo with the header away. Fofana dispossessed, and Aaron makes the clearance, and the highlight comes to an end into 2 minutes of stoppage time, and that passes without any incident at all. So full time, Chelsea 2, Trabzonspor 0, 5-1 on aggregate. And I'll be back in a moment to show you the Premier League table and tell you what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, time now to take a look at the league table, and as you can see, with 10 games to go, we are down in 6th place in the table on 52 points, 4 adrift of 4th placed Manchester City, who have also played a game less than us, as have all the sides above us. So much work to do if we're going to get into that top 4. And let's have a look at when we're going to come back. And I think what I will do is I'll bring you back for the game at home to Arsenal and the first leg of our Champions League quarter-final. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.